Well, good afternoon to all you listening here as we get ready to start the grand drive on our American. It's been a great Cattlemen's Congress 2024. Um, my co-par Chisholm's running a little late. He'll be here in just a minute. We do have Mr. Brett Barber from Channing, Texas. He'll be doing the junior females first, and then we will do the open females, and then we'll do the bulls.
Okay. Make sure I should say playing, not finish.
It's been a beautiful day here in Oklahoma today. The weather's starting to move in, so it's probably a good thing we're coming to conclusion here. The whole show takes a lot of people to put this on, as we say, and each and every time they do a great job. There's a lot of facilitating, a lot of things to do. There's a lot of sales that go on. The interest in the cattle and the business has been strong here. Like I said, Brett Barber will be doing the junior show. Joel Calley will be doing the open female. Supreme. And Carlos Ohio will be doing the open bull show, the Supreme. Looks like the juniors are lined up. They should be coming in here momentarily. We want to thank again Live Auctions. They do a great job of broadcasting the sale. We've got a good crew here. And certainly thank them for making it worldwide for those of you folks that couldn't be here today.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to our final day here at the Cattlemen's Congress. We are so excited to get started with your American Supreme Drive here in the Jim Norick Arena. Before we do, I'd like to introduce to you Mr. Bridger Arrington of Mulhall, Oklahoma, to play the national anthem. Well, again, good afternoon and welcome to the Cattlemen's Congress. We're excited to get started with your American Supreme Drive. We are going to start out with your junior females. Your judge this afternoon for our junior female show will be Mr. Brett Barber. We'll introduce you to him in just a moment. We're going to bring in all of our division champions from our American shows at the Cattlemen's Congress. So your first effort to enter the ring will be your champion Beefmaster. This is KTCC Clarice, exhibited by Cal Tassin of Sandy Hook, Mississippi. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Cal. Your next effort to enter the ring will be your champion Black Brangus. This is 2H Hit the Lights 29K2, exhibited by Roxton Stone, Stanton, Texas. Your champion Red Brangus female in the junior show was Teholola 204L, exhibited by Truett Marks of Waxahachie, Texas. The champion Ultra Brangus was GRT Miss 6847 G Money 804L2, exhibited by Carly Eloise Taylor of Lakeland, Florida. Your next heifer coming into the rings, your champion Brayford. This is RCM 7144 Willow 2686, exhibited by Madison Mize of Montgomery, Texas. Your champion Gray Brahmin female out of our junior show was BRC Winona 238, exhibited by Molly Cotrere of Wharton, Texas. Champion junior red Brahmin female was Miss HC Logan 170 over 2, exhibited by Bryn Caldwell of College Station, Texas. Your champion Santa Gertrudis female was SP Miss Mary Alice, exhibited by Luke Nelson of Crum, Texas. Your champion Simbra female was exhibited by Nolan Seeley of St. Augustine, Texas, with LMC JSSC Augusta 230K. Your champion percentage Simbra was Richter Emmylou K1, exhibited by Colt Richter of Gonzales, Texas. And last but certainly not least, your Texas Longhorn female out of our junior show was LR Ripping CP, exhibited by Harper Renee Peterson of Bristow, Oklahoma. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our Junior American Supreme Drive. Well, as we mentioned earlier, we're excited to welcome your judge, Mr. Brett Barber. Brett Barber graduated with a Bachelor's of Science degree from Texas A&M and a Master's from Michigan State University. While at Michigan State, he worked to help generate the first set of Angus carcass EPDs. Today, he is proudly the fourth generation back home running his family's Hereford Ranch since 1904. They annually offer 150 top tier bulls, a testament to his commitment to quality breeding. His expertise extends beyond the ranch and to the show ring, where he proudly raised and showcased 5 Supreme Hereford champions. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome Mr. Brett Barber to the Cattlemen's Congress. We would also like to let everyone know that's joining us here in Jim Norick. We will be selecting a top 3 females out of each of our drives today. We'll see the junior show drive first, followed by the open females, followed by open bulls. Again, we'll be selecting a top 3 females.
Well, one thing a little bit different this year, we in the past we've had a panel of 3 judges and they scored them all, and then obviously the lowest score was a winner. But this year they went to just one panel, one judge, and so the judge will pick the top 3 juniors, the top 3 open females, and the top 3 supremes. Will be 3 different judges. Brett Barber again's doing the junior show. Impressive lineup out here. There are 12 females out here for this junior show. An impressive set of females. You have some in production. Looks like some are probably getting a little. No, I know, but they should be percentage. There's 2 calves out here, a couple, 1 pair, but a really nice lineup. A testament to these breeders that brought an excellent set of cattle for the judges to evaluate. This is the final day of the 2024 Cattlemen's Congress. The Supreme Drive will conclude the 2024 year. We certainly look back forward to 2025 and another great show we had here. I think there was a little over 10,000 entries. The sales were very strong throughout. I started here about 10 days ago. It's been a great event. It takes a lot of people to put this on. We have a lot of really good sponsors, and takes a big staff here. They do have a lot of interns that help put this on. Again, our kind of founding father of the show, as most of you know, Mr. Joe Callahan passed away there on December 23rd. He'll certainly leave a lasting impression in the beef industry as a whole and agriculture. You know, one thing, Gerald, he loved all aspects of it, whether it was commercial bulls or females or
We'd
feeder
like to take a
calves or show
moment to thank
heifers.
some
He
of the
was
generous sponsors
certainly
here at the Cattlemen's Congress,
his
specifically
presence will
the
be
title
missed.
sponsor, Oklahoma City Convention and Visitors Bureau, along with our platinum sponsors. A special thank you to Express Ranches, John Deere, P&K Equipment, Oklahoma Beef Council, Purina Honor Show, Sullivan Supply, Vita Firm and Champ, WW Livestock Systems, and Your Fun Warehouse. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and thank those sponsors that make our show possible.
Brett Barber makes his way through these. We got an outstanding set of females out here, and this does conclude the sale. They are going to pick top three. I believe this is the first time we've picked top three before here in the America. And one good Harper Renee Peterson from Kisco, Oklahoma. Got an excellent set, and we had a really good Supreme draft 2 nights ago. The rest of the breeds, very good. As we started this action. Where's your Joel Christian? Anyway, so the fourth year. This is the fourth year to do this. Gives it a nice gift for drawing in the same type breeds, a chance to show against each other, pick a spring champion.
And today's junior winner, you do receive, they will get a custom pair of boots. They'll get a banner provided by Solon's. They'll get a pair of Rio Mercedes and a $2,500 scholarship to the higher education establishment of their choosing. Our winner today for the longest traveled, Miss Taylor from Lakeland, Florida. I pulled up on my phone. It's 1,300 miles from right here at the Jim Nork Arena. A little over 18-hour drive, so quite a haul. A lot of people come from a long ways here, and um, just shows the prestige of this show. You know, Tyler Norvell and and Bray and Cass Newell, they put on the Oklahoma Youth Expo, one of the largest youth expos in the United States. They kind of head up with their crew to put this Cattlemen's Congress on. There's a board of directors that established this. Mr. Joe Callahan would have been very instrumental in that. His wife, Jennifer, Shane Bedwell at the Hereford
Well, it's
Association.
certainly my honor and privilege to be here this afternoon to select your Supreme Champion Junior American Heifer. Before that, I'd like to thank the Cattlemen's Congress crew. I did attend Gerald's funeral or memorial service on Friday. A friend, really, anything he touched, he lifted up. Wanted to make a cattle show that everybody was user friendly, and he took great pride in this, and he's done an outstanding job, and he'll truly be missed. My condolences and prayers and thoughts are with his wife Jennifer and son, as long with all the express crew, Bob Funk and all the gentlemen there to put on such an outstanding deal and such a truly inspiration to the cattle industry. He'll greatly be missed, and he was a dear friend of mine. But with this, I'd like to congratulate you, juniors. I know how much work, how much money, how much time and effort it is in these, and I take great pride in coming out here and selecting these. So with that, let's give you a round of applause, and I'll go select your grand reserve and third overall. Thank you.
Well, like I said, Brett will pick the top three. There'll be a grand, a reserve, and a third overall in the Supreme Junior show. Looks like he's going to look at him one more time, but know Brett pretty well. I'm pretty sure he's got his mind made up.
They selected the champion Simbraw, exhibited by Nolan Seal from St. Augustine, Texas.
Congratulations, young man. Really nice heifer. Powerful, got some bone, some body to her. Really nice female.
Well, congratulations. Your Supreme Champion here in our junior show, American Drive, goes to your Simbra. That's Nolan Seeley of San Augustine, Texas, with LMC JSSC Augusta 230K.
Your Gray Brahman will be your reserve.
And reserve champion
Long
and
Country family.
congratulations will go to the Gray Brahmin. That's BRC Winona 238, exhibited by Molly Cottrere of Wharton, Texas.
That Beefmaster down there.
And it looks
And
like your third overall
congratulations,
is your
third
Black
overall. We'll
Brangus
go to the
Roxton
Black Brangus
Stone.
female. That was 2H. Hit the lights. 294K2, exhibited by Roxton Stone, Stanton, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, here in the Jim Norick Arena, let's put our hands together for all of the junior exhibitors in our American Supreme Drive.
Very nice drive. Very nice set of cattle. All right, next we'll be moving to your Supreme Open. Mr. Joel Cowley will be the lone judge on selecting those females as they get a few pictures and move these junior cattle out. Or we will roll quite
Well,
through
we'd like
this and
to
get those in here
congratulate our
shortly.
top three female exhibitors
I
here in
think
your
we have a
Junior
treat
American
coming up.
Supreme Drive.
We have
Your
the
today's Supreme
Penguins
Champion will receive an official champion
Hey,
banner provided by Sullivan
we could
Supply, a
visit with
custom
Ray a
pair
little
of
bit about
boots
his
courtesy of Rio Sub Mercedes,
2024
along with a $2,500 scholarship to the higher education establishment of their choosing. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, put our hands together for our top three females in your Junior American Supreme Drive.
We want to hold.
So she got crazy. Oops, maybe not. They didn't want to hold it. Never mind.
At the we're joined the man behind the show, Mr. Bray Haven. He's the director of the Cattlemen's Congress, executive director. What's your title exactly?
Executive Vice President, Cattlemen's Congress. Yep. Yeah, we had a great turnout here with the American shows, and I think this is part of the show that will continue to grow. Our entries just keep getting bigger for these American breeds, and they're thrilled to be here in Oklahoma City and really enjoy what we have to offer here at Cattlemen's Congress. And you know, the other breeds, and we did their Supreme Drive the other night. We had a really good turnout. But if those of you that are watching online, you can tell just by watching yourself the quality of these cattle and the people that are raising these cattle. Maybe different parts of the country than the other Supreme Drive, but this thing, I think, as Cattlemen's Congress goes into the future, we want to see this grow just as much as anything else, and we're going to, continue to put our focus on making sure that the environment's right and doing all the things we can to make the exhibitors feel welcome and whatever we can to keep these cattle comfortable while they're here. A lot of people were talking about the weather. We've been blessed with good weather this week. It got a little bit cold, but most of the folks here have been really pleased with the accommodations and we've got the ability this second part of this week to keep the cattle indoors, even at night. And so I think most of these folks have really had a good time at Cattlemen's Congress, and we hope this side of the show really does continue to grow.
Yeah, and I think there's plenty of room for growth because there's not a big show that has a bunch of American cattle at 'em outside of Houston. I mean, just a big overall show. Houston's the American shows are huge down there, which that's rightfully so. That's where they all come from. But North American and Kansas City, they don't have big American shows, and they certainly don't have a Supreme Drive for them.
Yeah, and I think that was something that I know Brett just did his acknowledgments to Gerald and what he meant to this industry, and but that was one thing that he always wanted to make sure we did, and was recognize this side of the industry as well. And we're in Oklahoma, we've got the ability. Uh, we're still fairly close to the south, so these people can still get here. Like I mentioned, the weather's been nice, and then the timing of a lot of these folks are traveling straight from here down to Fort Worth, and so it worked out really nice for a lot of them.
Works out
So
perfect for them. So looks like our judge, Mr. Joe Cowley, ready to get in his orders from Tyler and getting ready to get started on the Supreme Champion Open American Female Drive. So
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to get started with your Open American Supreme Drive. We'll start with the females. We're going to introduce to you our judge today, Mr. Joel Cowley, in just a few moments. We're going to bring the heifers in first. Your champion, Beefmaster Female, exhibited by Callie Ellis of LaWard, Texas, with Ellis Jazz. Your next champion into the ring will be your champion, Black Brangus. This is MP Miss Midnight Star 804J38, exhibited by MP Brangus of Waco, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, I know there's not many of you here in Jim Norick, but after we introduce each one of these champions, let's give them a round of applause. Your champion Red Brangus female was Tejo Miss Velveeta 204K6, exhibited by KO's Cattle Service, Waxahachie, Texas. Next in will be your Ultra Brangus. This is MC Bada Boom 628KA, exhibited by Tracy Middleton of Prairie, Tennessee. Your champion Brayford is RCM 7144 Willow 2686, exhibited by Madison Mize of Montgomery, Texas. Your champion Gray Brahmin female was BRC Me Again Margaret 254, exhibited by BR Cotraire Incorporated, Wharton, Texas. And next female to enter the ring will be the champion Red Brahmin. This is BCC Lady Elizabeth 10/21 Circle T Cattle Company LLC, Church Point, Louisiana. Your champion Santa Gertrudis female entering the ring is SP Mary Alice, exhibited by Luke Nelson of Crum, Texas. And congratulations, the champion Simbra female is Smith 4S, Kayla Charming Emmy Lou with Jacob Sansom of Brenham, Texas. Your champion percentage, Simbra, was Richter Emmy Lou K1, exhibited by Colt Richter, Gonzales, Texas. And last but certainly not least, your champion, Texas Longhorn. This was Discovery GGCP, exhibited by Walker Hans of Collinsville, Oklahoma. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your open female drive of our American breeds here at the Cattlemen's Congress. Let's put our hands together for these exhibitors.
Passion and simple.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce to you our judge today, Mr. Joel Cowley. Joe Cowley is the Chief Executive Officer at the Calgary Stampede and is responsible to the Board of Directors for leading the organization. Before taking on the role of CEO, Joel was most recently the president of Angus Genetics Incorporated, following 15 years with the internationally renowned Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. As president and CEO of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, Cowley oversaw 135 full time employees and 35,000 volunteers and brings considerable strengths in leadership, communication, administration, and business to the Calgary Stampede. Joel has had a long standing relationship with the Calgary Stampede and the Calgary community through his involvement in the agriculture industry for the past 30 years. Joel holds an MBA from Michigan State University, a master's in animal science from Texas A&M, and a bachelor's degree in animal science from Colorado State University. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome Mr. Joe Cowley to the Cattlemen's Congress.
Got a great set of judges to evaluate these juniors and females and open females and the Supreme bulls. Really nice set of females out here. Got 11. Looks like we have got 3 pairs in production here. A testament to those breeds and those folks. It's not easy dragging those pairs around, so certainly commend them for taking the time and effort to do it. So Mr. Cowley is making his way around, visiting with some of them. And it looks like there's quite a few juniors out here exhibiting along with some of these adults, even in this open deal.
Yeah, it looks like, Dustin, there's 3 of the same females that are out here for the Supreme Junior Drive. That's the champion Santa Gertrudis, exhibited by Luke Nelson, and the champion Percentage Simraw, exhibited by Colt Richter from Gonzales, Texas. Other than that, we got 8 different females, so just a little different lineup than what Brett had, but but I believe this Beefmaster was in the drive last year as a calf or a yearling.
This will conclude today. When we get done with the bulls, that'll be the final chapter of the 2024 Cattlemen's Congress. It's been a great event. Lots of cattle, lots of really good cattle. Like I reiterate what I said earlier, the sales and the commerce trade here was excellent across all the breeds and frozen genetics and live cattle, pregnancies, flushes. Some of the sales
Well,
set new
today's Supreme
records.
Champion Open female will receive an official champion banner provided by Sullivan Supply, a custom pair of boots courtesy of Rios of Mercedes, and will enjoy a 1-year lease of a John Deere 560 UTV Gator thanks to our friends at P&K Equipment. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for those sponsors that make our awards possible.
Yeah, quite a group of prizes these Supreme Champions get.
While our
P&K
judge is making his
sponsors
selection
the
on his
Gator.
top 3 females, we would like to take a moment to thank the collegiate interns that make our show possible. Without them, we truly wouldn't be able to have this show. They go above and beyond to make our show happen, from moving trailers in to running results ringside, managing the clothing store, assisting our veterinarians to cleaning barns, and working to make the show as hospitable as possible. Our students do it all. Ladies and gentlemen, if you had a great time here at the Cattlemen's Congress, please put your hands together to thank all of our collegiate interns.
Yeah, Joel makes his way through.
It's a pretty tough lineup. Mr. Callie's had to go back and forth a few times, kind of reevaluating the second, third time on some. There's several ways a person could go here, in my opinion. Kind of like I always say, Judge, you get picked to judge. You judge the way you want, what you strive to produce at home or strive to produce in your area. I think that's always a key element in cattle production. Everybody's a little different. They're going to walk them here, it looks like. Walk them one more time so you can see them in motion.
Follow along and come around first.
All right, ready, Jake.
Sure, I get terrible. Study for tomorrow.
Well, Mr. Callie's got the mic. He's kind of glazing over one more time. He'll have some comments here in just a few moments, and then he'll pick the top three again. There'll be a Supreme, Reserve, and a third overall. Like I said, it's a pretty tough lineup. I think you can go lots of ways here. It's really, really impressive. There's good cattle from front to end. It looks like Mr. Callie's going to grab the mic and give us some comments.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is truly a pleasure to be here at the Cattlemen's Congress to select the Supreme Champion American Female. And what may have crossed your mind when I was introduced is why would they bring a Canadian in to judge American cattle? But actually, I am an American. I spent 22 years in Texas, 7 years of that coaching the Texas A&M livestock judging team and judging a lot of American cattle during that time. And so I have a tremendous appreciation for Bos Indica's cattle, what they offer to a subtropical environment. And I think we have an outstanding representation here. The real reason I'm here is because back in September, Gerald Callahan called me and asked me if I would come and do this. And when Gerald asks you something, he's not really asking, he was telling you to come and do something. And he's someone that clearly I couldn't say no to. I have to say that it was kind of a sombering thought as I packed my bag to head this way that I would not get to see Gerald. But I took solace in the fact that really over the last 6 weeks or so of his life, he was truly honored and recognized, most notably with his induction into the Saddle and Sirloin Portrait Gallery. I was so glad I was there that night to witness that. And his impact will be felt for generations. One of the things that most notably is in recent times is the start of this show. I was here 3 years ago for the very first Cattlemen's Congress. I was working for the American Angus Association at that time. And I know that the question was that will this last? Will it continue after Denver starts up again? Because it certainly filled a need at the time. Would it continue to fill a need? And it's pretty obvious talking to the staff that yes, it still fills a need, and it's refreshing as someone who manages livestock show to see a livestock show that really pays attention to the exhibitors and is incredibly exhibitor friendly. And Gerald Callahan deserves a lot of credit for that, as well as his lifelong commitment to agriculture and the cattle industry. And he will certainly be truly missed by myself as well as others. When you judge a Supreme Champion drive, it's interesting when you start comparing across breeds because you can take a different approach to it. You can look at each individual uh, and decide uh, relative to the others, what traits do you really like? What things might you change about them? But you also have to factor in which is the best representation of their breed. And I think my compliments to all of these exhibitors, my compliments to the judges who judged these respective shows because they put a really functional, good set of cattle out here to work through. The Beefmaster female up here is one that's really a big bodied, big topped individual with a great big hip in her. She's big footed and big boned, but she maintains a lot of femininity. That heifer calf is really impressive just from the standpoint of her stoutness of rib, her shape, and thickness of top. I guess as I study this female, she probably gives up just a little bit of balance, particularly when she gets on the move. There's a little extra set to her hind leg. She wants to roach her top up when she gets out on the move, but I really appreciate the width of base that she has, the center body she has, the thickness of top, the quality of her udder, and she's certainly doing a fantastic job with that heifer calf. The Brangus female is one that's really attractive from the side view. Excellent in terms of structure, long strided. There's cushion in her foot and their joints. She's flexible when she gets out on the move. She's extremely long bodied, really long fronted, and very feminine. Has a really nice heifer calf at side as well. I guess as I study her, I'd like to see just maybe a little more power in terms of her forerib and her center body, but one that I love in terms of her structure and her balance and her femininity. And with the heifer calf, I'd like to see her over time develop just a little more stoutness, perhaps in terms of foot size and bone size, but certainly that could come. But that's a really impressive breed, a really impressive individual representing that breed there. The red Brangus female is another one who's really functional in her rib design. She's big topped, wide through the center of her body. She has some width of base when you study her and look at her from the front end. She's big footed and sets down real soft on her front end. Maybe gives up a little bit of balance in the side view, just a little deeper here through her shoulder, a little extra set to her hock, but certainly she's functional in the way that she gets out and tracks and she gets out and moves, and I like her center body as well. The Ultra Brangus heifer is one that really suits me well from a structure standpoint. It'd be hard to draw one up that's much better than this skeletally. She's big footed. She takes a good long stride, excellent slope of shoulder, fantastic set to her hind leg, and sets down a real soft foot behind. She's one that's tremendously long bodied, really deep back here through her rear flank, and balances up just spectacularly when we look at her from the side view. You know, studying on her, maybe you could widen her up just a little bit through her chest floor. But she's one that, in terms of skeleton and body and functionality, and I think having plenty of width and thickness, she's really an impressive individual. The Brayford female is one that is tremendously long bodied. She's a female that has a big upper rib in her and a lot of width right through the center of her body. When we get her in the side view profile, when we get her on move, she's a little deeper through her shoulder. There's a little extra set to her hind leg. She's just a little shorter striding as far as her hind leg and her reach back there is. And I'd like to widen her up behind as well. As I get in behind her and watch her track, she could certainly be a little wider and a little stouter through her pin bones, a little wider and stouter off of her hind leg. But another one that's very, very functional in her design and has a really nice rib shape to her as well. The gray Brahmin female is one I love in terms of her top shape, her center rib. She's super sound as far as her flexibility and her structure are concerned. Takes a good long stride, both front and rear. I like the shape that she has. Down her top and through her hip. And you read that female up through her head and her neck. She still maintains a lot of femininity. From a balance standpoint, maybe just a little extra set to her hind leg, but that certainly doesn't hurt her from a soundness standpoint because she gets out and takes a really long stride. She's one that impresses me in terms of natural width, rib shape, and still maintaining a lot of femininity and still being pretty nice in terms of balance, even though she's maybe not quite as attractive in her hind leg. But I really like that female as well. The red Brahmin female, tremendously long-bodied, really high-performing female with a big shape in her rib and her top. She's one that's long and feminine up through her front end. She's one that when she gets out and tracks away from me and I study her from a width to base standpoint, I just like to see a little more width as she tracks away from me, a little more width through her hock, a little more width up through her chest floor as well, and maybe give her a little bigger foot behind because she gets just a little tight in her hind foot, but she still gets out and moves very well. And I love her from a performance and a width of top and a length of body standpoint as well. The Santa Gertrudis female, really a big-footed, long-bodied female, extremely long through her front end, very feminine in her appearance. She's a female that has a really nice udder and is doing a good job raising a really high-performing calf there at side. From the balance standpoint, she's maybe not quite as attractive in her hip and her hind leg and can maybe just use a little more width when I get in behind her and study her as well, but one that's very productive, high-performing, and doing a great job with that calf. The Cimbra female is one that I really like from the side view in terms of her length of body, her length of spine, her levelness of hip, her correctness of hock and hind leg. She's one that's tremendously deep through the center part of her body and balances up really well. The one thing I would change about her would be up through her front end. She gets a little base wide as she gets out and tracks. She's one that's just rolling over her outside toe just a little bit as she tracks, but I love her in terms of her side view profile, her look, her depth of body, and it'd be hard to draw one up that's much better in terms of hip and hind leg set there as well. Percentage Cimbra heifer, really a lot of natural shape in this female, tremendously big and hip, one that has a lot of shape when you get it behind her and study her. Maybe gives up a little bit of attractiveness in the side view to a couple of the heifers I've already talked about, just a little bit deeper up here through her shoulder. And when she gets out and tracks, she's maybe not quite as correct as far as she sets her hind leg, but she's sound. She's just not as attractive, I don't think, when she gets out on the move. But I love her natural shape, the power she has down her top, the power she has to the center rib, and the muscle shape that she has while still being feminine and attractive. The Texas Longhorn is a really nice female as well. I love her length of body, her straightness at top. As you read her down her top, she's really powerful in terms of her rib shape. She's one that gives up some foot size and some bone and some depth of body to these other cattle in front, but one that's performed really well. And I really love her in terms of length of body and strength of top. With those comments in mind and the way that I evaluate the cattle, I'm going to go out here and pick the three that suit me best in terms of being the most complete in the way that they're made and the traits that they have. But I wish you give all these exhibitors a huge round of applause for an outstanding lineup of American breeds females.
Mr. Galley for those comments. He's going to go select his Supreme overall open female. One of the first judges I can think in the Supreme Drive that's kind of gave some reasons on the individuals herself. Again, he'll pick the top three. I bet I know which one he's going to pick too. And he's going to pick the Ultra Brangus, shown by Tracy Middleton from Tennessee.
Well, congratulations, your Supreme Champion female here at the American Supreme Drive Cattlemen's Congress goes
Really
to the Ultra
fault-free
Brangus.
female, sound at the
That's
ground. Got
MC
some
Bada
body, some
Boom
look,
628K8,
shape.
exhibited by Tracy Middleton of Puryear,
And
Tennessee.
looks like he's going to go pick his reserve. And it looks like it'll be the Gray Brahmins, shown by BR Kutcher Incorporated from Texas. Congratulations.
And congratulations, Reserve Grand Champion will go to the Great Brahmin. That's BRC Me Again Margaret 254, exhibited by BR Kutcher Incorporated, Wharton, Texas.
Looks like he's going to go down to the end to pick. And it looks like the Cimbra, shown by Jacob Sansom from Brenham, Texas. Congratulations, you three exhibitors, three really, really nice females. They all have a look, some design, got a good hind leg on them. Really nice set of females that
And
Judge Callie got the pick from.
congratulations. Your third overall going to your champion, Simbra female. That was Smith 4S. Kayla Charming Emmy Lou, exhibited by Jacob Sansom of Brenham, Texas. Again, congratulations to all of our open female exhibitors. We're going to take a moment to get a few photos here in the ring, and we'll get started with your open bull drive.
Yeah, I'll be underway at the open bull drive here momentarily. Hope to get a few pictures. They kind of try to move through this as they do everything here at the Cattlemen's Congress. Try to make it very efficient for the exhibitors to get in and out as far as unloading, packing, getting around. The very accommodating staff here. They've done a very, very good job. It's always hard to get a bunch of people, make everybody happy, but I think they've done about as good as you can on making a friendly environment for these exhibitors to bring their cattle out. A lot of hard work and time and money goes into this, and certainly good to see these individuals reap some rewards. On next, we'll be on to the open bulls. Like I said, as I get a few pictures taken, the champion bull will receive a banner as well, a pair of Rio's Mercedes boots. Along, they'll get the 560 UTV John Deere Gator, courtesy of P&K Equipment. Dr. Barry Pollard, the owner of P&K Equipment. He's actually president of the American Angus Board, a great Samaritan of agriculture. He's a big wheat farmer, has 2 production cells, a bull cell and a female cell. Always very gracious. P&K and Dr. Pollard always willing to help out in the agriculture sector, and certainly is a great ambassador of our business. Mr. Carlos will be the judge on the on the Supreme Bull. Our sponsors for the Supreme Bull: Allflex Livestock Intelligence, Alltech, Custom Wood Fiber, Cedar Mulch, GKB Cattle, Go Bob America's Ranch Equipment, Innovation, Ag Marketing, Live Auctions .tv, Transova Genetics. Again, we are live here on Live Auctions .tv. They do a great job. Have been here for quite a while, putting on, making a show where you folks that can't be here, where you can view it online, and also run broadcast on several of the sales here that's held at the Cattlemen's Congress. It's been a great show, Chisholm. It's hard to believe it's already been, this is the 4th year, and like I said, it's the conclusion of this bull show will conclude the 2024 Cattlemen's Congress, and I know they all welcome you back for the 2025 Cattlemen's Congress. I don't know if they've got those exact dates posted yet when it'll be, but it's always about the first week of January. But it's been a great show, great time, and a lot of commerce was handed here. I don't know. I haven't heard official on sales. I think last year was over 10 million in sales. I would say it'd be that or a little more, as far as almost a 2-week period. But great event, a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of effort, and certainly want to give my congratulations to all those folks that put this show on, as long as the interns as well. They have the bulls lined up, so I would think momentarily they be coming anytime for your American Supreme Drive on the bulls. Mr. Carlos is in the ring. And
well, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to get started with your American Bull Drive here at the Cattlemen's Congress. We're going to introduce to you all of our champion bulls, and in just a few minutes, we'll introduce our judge, Mr. Carlos O'Hay. Your first bull to enter the ring will be your champion Beefmaster Bull. This is W.R. Sav Blake, exhibited by Blue Ribbon Beefmasters, De Leon, Texas. Your next bull will be your champion Black Brangus. This was BB Cross Canadian 150K3, exhibited by Burns Brangus of Wharton, Texas. Champion Red Brangus bull was Trios Kruger 175K4, exhibited by Trios Cattle and Genetics of Maybank, Texas. We'd like to congratulate the champion Ultra Brangus bull. That was SCCC Cadillac, exhibited by Roxton Stone of Stanton, Texas. Your champion Brayford Bull was RCM 8459 Mitch 1438, exhibited by Robert and Carol Mills of Athens, Texas. Entering the ring at this time is your champion Gray Brahman Bull. This is BRC Money Don't Jiggle 240, exhibited by BR Cottrare Incorporated, Wharton, Texas. Your champion, Simbra Bull, enter at this time. This is Hagen Johnny Ringo 20L, exhibited by Hagen Cattle of Yoakum, Texas. Your champion percentage Simber Bull was Hagen Ace 647L, Hagen Cattle, Yoakum, Texas. And last but certainly not least is your champion Texas Longhorn Bull. This is WIC Next Big Deal, exhibited by Randy and Catherine Morris, Tuscola, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for all of our American bull exhibitors at the Cattlemen's Congress.
Well, looks like the judge will have 6, 7, 9 bulls to pick from here.
Well, it's my pleasure to introduce to you our judge this evening, Mr. Carlos O'Hay. Carlos serves as a breeder, livestock advisor, and international judge with 110 international shows judged in the world, and he is the fifth generation operating his family's farm since 1878. At age 21, Carlos designed a revolutionary program of genetic improvement, cattle selection, and commercialization. This program has had great influence at a national and international level and is a source of inspiration for breeders across the world. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Welcome Mr. Carlos O'Hay here to the Cattlemen's Congress.
Looks like most of the lineup consists of some older bulls. Got 2 calves in here, it looks like. Always see it feels like there's more variance in the bull show than the female show. Obviously, like I always say, when you're judging a show, you pick your type and kind, and there's a lot of differences out here. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of surfaces top to our judge today. Always a great way to end the Cattlemen's Congress with this American Supreme Drive. It's a unique deal. Obviously, I don't get to see it very often, so it's always intriguing, I think, to uh, see these animals out here. And I think that's one thing Gerald wanted. He wanted diversity, everybody to see the different types of livestock, where they come from. People market cattle to where their program's at, which is obviously due to their location. And what their customers want. I think you got an outstanding set of. We've had a lot of diversity here through the females and the bulls, and they do have a steer show and a prospect and a market show within that, uh, and actually, I think was it 2 years ago the champion steer here went on to win Fort Worth. Was that 2 years ago or was that last year? 2 years ago. So it's a highly competitive deal. Everybody knows the Fort Worth Stock Show is one of the most elite steer shows in the world. So high quality cattle from all over the country certainly come here.
Thank you. Start. Start talking to me.
Good evening to everyone. Thank you very much for inviting me again to be here at the Cattlemen Congress. This is quite an honor for me to be here today. As I said last year, my first trip to America was in 1985. And after that, I have been coming constantly to visit you for the last 39 years, searching for genetics to open the pedigrees in our country and in South America. So this is how I can tell you how much I admire your work and the level of the cattle. Being here at the Cattleman Congress, with no doubts in numbers of cattle and importance, whatever, a very, very top, probably the toppest show in the world, is really, really, really an honor for me. To be here today to pick up the balls uh, of the American Supreme is really a privilege. As you probably heard, I have been judging shows in different parts of the world, and I'm one of those judges that is convinced that the future of the shows is totally related between bringing cattle that will work, that will produce, and the judges to select those ones as champions and whatever. And then when these cattle go to the ranch and work, they will really work. So that means that then people is going to search for champions to use in their own herds. That's what it's all this business about. So I really think that we need to take care of a lot of traits that all the judges know how to do it. And what you have probably seen during the whole week. And I consider that it's very important, a lot of traits, but two traits are very important that are fertility and longevity. And those are totally related with corrected and feeder legs, athletic cattle, good testicles on the bulls, functionality, good hoof, very athletic cattle. And I find these bulls today really, I would like to congratulate all the breeders for the level. It's really, really amazing. I'm gonna pick now the three bulls that I consider uh, that fulfill what I'm trying to see today, and uh, that I think that they're gonna be future sires. Some of them uh, with a lot of power. They're very correct. They have an exactly a correct masculinity between head and neck, correct in the structure, good testicles. They move very well. So those are going to be the pick. Before ending, I would like to tell you, representing a lot of breeders from different parts of the world, that I would like to give you our condolence to the loss of a great man, a great breeder, someone that I think that when you walk around this show, every square meter that you go, he's there. Gerald Callahan has been a very important man, a very nice man, a very important breeder for not only for America but for the world. So I would like, before picking the champions, to give my condolences to the family and all the Cattleman Congress people, because it's a great loss for all the world. Thank you very much for inviting me to be here today. Sorry about I have to think in Spanish and then speak in English. That is not that easy. But it's a really honor for me to be here today. Thank you so much. Let's pick the three champions. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Carlos O'Hay. He's going to go out and select three of them, your champion supreme, reserve, and third overall. And it looks like he is going to select the gray Brahman Actually, I had to pick that one too from the Kutcher family. Congratulations. Had a reserve in the
Well,
junior female, reserve
congratulations.
in
Your
the
Spring
open,
Champion
and
Bowl here at the Cattlemen's
supreme in the
Congress goes to
bulls.
the Great Brahmin. That's BRC Money Don't Jiggle 240, exhibited by BR Contraire Incorporated, Wharton, Texas.
Looks like your black Brangus will be your reserve
And
supreme. Empty
congratulations,
Brangus from
Reserve
Waco,
Supreme
Texas.
Bowl. We'll go to the Black Brangus. That's BB Cross Canadian 150K3, exhibited by Burns Brangus of Wharton, Texas.
I thought those two bulls surfaced to the top pretty easily. And as he gets ready to pick his third overall,
The champion raw exhibited by Hagen Cattle from Yoakum, Texas. Hagen
And
Johnny Ringo, 20L.
congratulations, your third overall bull going to the Champion Simbra Bowl. That was Hagen Johnny Ringo 20L, exhibited by Hagen Cattle of Yoakum, Texas. Again, congratulations to all of our bull exhibitors. Your Supreme Champion today will be receiving an official banner sponsored by Sullivan Supply, a custom pair of boots courtesy of Rios of Mercedes, along with a year lease of a 560E UTV John Deere Gator, courtesy of our friends at P&K Equipment. Again, ladies and gentlemen, that does conclude the 2024 Cattlemen's Congress. Thank you so much for joining us in Oklahoma City. We'll see you next year.
well, thank you guys and folks for tuning in to watch the Supreme Drive and the show over the past 2 weeks. It's been a great 2024 Cattlemen's Congress, a really great set of cattle, an even better set of people. I would say Mr. Callahan would be more than happy and joyous as far as the what this event has turned into, and people can conduct business and show their cattle, and it's worked the way he wanted as far as ease of showing and exhibition. And we will carry on this tradition of the Cattlemen's Congress. We look forward to seeing you here in 2025. Here's a word from Chisholm.
Yeah, thank you folks for joining us. Thank you to liveauctions.tv for hosting the live viewing online, and as well as many of the shows here. Like Dustin said, this is a great 2024 Cattlemen's Congress. Days shown, but it's over. And set of Supreme Champions in the American Drive. Thanks again for joining us.